What is up, everybody? I'm Nolex Given here with this weekend's Clues by Sam puzzles. We are kicking it off with Friday's puzzle, which I have seen a little bit of. I saw some people talking about it on Reddit, and that kind of made me want to try it out because it seemed like there were some things that people were struggling with in it. So I am a little bit spoiled on like the first 4 or so clues here, but we're going to start off with Gabe, which says Floyd is one of the 3 criminals below Alex. All criminals above Vicky. Where's Vicky at? Vicky are connected. All criminals above Vicky, are connected, and there's only 3 below Alex. Which means, well, all 3 of these could be criminals, Jane and Nicole. I'm not really that spoiled, as you can tell. What does this actually point to? All criminals above Vicky are connected. One of 3 criminals below Alex. I don't really think that this says anything about Alex here. Does it? Wow. Okay, I'm already lost. This was a good one to do. So, if Nicole is a criminal, then Jane has to be a criminal. Well, I still don't see it, because couldn't this be evil with Vicky? And then, but it doesn't have to be. It could also be this. But either way, is Jane going to be a criminal no matter what? No, because couldn't it? It can't be this. It cannot be this, which would satisfy the 3 below Alex, but that would not satisfy Vicky because Nicole and Floyd would not be connected. So no matter what, Jane is a dang criminal. There's only 1 innocent in column A. So if there's only 1 innocent, I think that actually means that Alex has to be a criminal. Yes, and this is actually the only thing that I'm spoiled on. And then, the next thing as well, which I'm not spoiled on necessarily, but I solved it because someone posted from this position on Reddit, and they said that they were a little bit stuck. But one of the 2 criminals neighboring Will is Logan's neighbor. So there are 2 criminals neighboring Will, but we already know that one of these 2 has to be a criminal because there are 3 criminals below Alex. So this is one of the 2 criminals neighboring Will. The other criminal neighboring Will is Logan's neighbor, which means Zia is always innocent because this contains a criminal and this contains a criminal. One of the I think that we've no, I'll keep that active. It might still, and Logan and Will kind of like pop up. That's interesting. It's a little like faint to be able to really utilize that, but what would be really cool in the game is like you hover over Gabe and then it illuminates Floyd, just so that way you can find Floyd a little bit easier. But regardless, one of the 2 criminals in row 4 is my neighbor, which means this row has 2 criminals. One is here. Well, only one of the 2 criminals. So actually that means that Tyler's always innocent because we already know that this contains a criminal. And if Zia is saying this contains 1 criminal, and that actually means that Nicole is the other criminal and Vicky is innocent. Okay, we banged through a lot there. I think that clears Zia. It basically clears Zia. We're not going to need that. If Logan is a criminal, then so is Hilda. Well, we're going to need to sit on that one for a minute then. One of the 2 innocents Neighboring Zia is Tyler's neighbor. Where is Tyler? Tyler's over here. Oh, so one of the two innocents that neighbor Zia, which means that of these two, one is innocent and one is evil. So one is innocent, one is evil, one is innocent and one is evil, one is innocent and one is evil. We have 3 different pairs there, and I do believe that that could be satisfied in a variety of different ways still. There are more criminals in row 1 than row 2. More criminals. I think I'm going to have to come back to that one. Can I do something with this one then? There's only one innocent in column A. Wabam. Sorted. All criminals above Vicky are connected. Sorted. Okay, cool. One of the 2 innocents. So there's going to be 2 innocents. Oh, wait, but the other one's actually Tyler. Oh, the other one's actually Tyler, which means Ollie and Will are criminals. Okay. You're still after that charger. Will you never give up? You'll never catch our boss. That means that Ruby actually has to be the innocent one and Zoe has to be the criminal one. Feels like we're getting somewhere. Logan is one of 2 or more criminals in column C. Well, we could hit Logan, but we could also hit Hilda. Will the game let us hit Hilda immediately? Yes, it will. So we can solve both of those, and that concludes Tyler's clue. Megan is one of 2 or more criminals above Tyler. Okay? 2 or more. So one of these 2 is also a criminal, but they could both be. And then we've got some other things around here. We've actually sorted this now. And yeah, Vicky's information might come into play soon. Logan is one of 2 or more criminals in column C. I think that we're actually done with this then. Because 2 or more means we could have 3. We're not really learning anything else from Zoe. Deborah and Nicole. Let's find them. Deborah and Nicole have an equal number of criminal neighbors. Well, Nicole has 3, potentially 4. Deborah currently only has 1. And there needs to be more criminals in row 1 than row 2. More criminals, which means if all of these are criminals, then that actually simply sorts it. But we don't know that for sure. Who told you we are the infamous charger mob? I don't know what they're talking about with chargers. I guess because maybe this is a game you play on your phone. It is designed vertically. Maybe that's what they're talking about. One of the 2 criminals neighboring Will is Logan's neighbor. Yeah, that's sorted by now. And Deborah and Nicole, yes. Floyd is one of 3 criminals below Alex, sorted. So, I guess we actually can figure it out with this information and this information. Deborah and Nicole have an equal number of criminal neighbors. So if Deborah has... they could both have 3 or 4 right now. Like, Isaac and Kevin could both be good, right? That would still mean that there's more criminals here. Megan... at least one of these has to be evil. Does that mean that Eric is always evil? What if Eric was good? Oh, if Eric is good, then Isaac would have to be good? Right, yeah. Okay, this top line is all criminals. Okay. And we still don't know about Isaac and Kevin just yet. Boss will give us enough chargers for a lifetime. We all lent our chargers to Boss. Will has more innocent neighbors than Hilda. So one of these has to be evil, and if one is evil, then they're both evil, right? Nice. Okay. It's going to say that it took me a long time to actually, it doesn't. Oh, it says solved in less than 10 minutes. Okay, cool. I was curious about that because I had left this on my screen for a while, but we are actually ready to do the next puzzle because it's already Saturday. So let's give this a try as well. Both criminals below Ethan are connected, which means it has to be Terry and Zara. There's an odd number of criminals. Oh, that actually means that this is innocent as well. Both innocents to the left of Ethan are connected, so this is an innocent. No, we'll keep that. Actually, I don't think that matters anymore. Jose, it lets us know that one of these two is innocent. Jose has more innocent neighbors than Ethan. All right, we'll have to come back to that one. There's an odd number of criminals in row 1. An odd number, which has to mean that there's only one, which has to mean that Ethan is innocent. Two of the 4 innocents neighboring Cheryl. So Cheryl has 4 innocents around her. We know that one is either Donna or Betty. Oh. And 2 of the 4 on the edges, which means that Gabe Henry... If there's 4 innocents neighboring her, regardless, that means that all of these are innocent. Easy enough. There's an odd number of criminals on the edges. Oh, that's a big one. There are a total of 4 innocent cops and sleuths. We're going to have to come back to that. Frank and Ethan have 6 innocent neighbors in total. All right, where's Frank? Frank's over here. Frank has 2. Ethan has 2 already. And then this is going to be a 5th. So one of these 2 is evil. That's actually all that we get out of that, though. Huh. He has 6 innocent neighbors in total. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Can't really act on that one just yet. Both innocents to the left of Ethan are connected. Yeah, that's going to happen no matter what. There's an odd number of criminals on the edges. Way too soon for that. Oh, Jose has more innocent neighbors than Ethan. Well, Ethan only really has 2 right now. And Jose has 2. So that could point to a number of different things. It does kind of imply that Donna might be innocent, but it doesn't directly imply that. Okay, I think I'm stuck a little bit here now. Frank and Ethan have 6 innocent neighbors total. Yeah, unless I'm missing anything, that just means that one of either Jose or Kay is innocent and one's criminal. That's all I've got. Both innocents to the left of Ethan are connected. Jose has more innocent neighbors than Ethan. Maybe there's something else that I need to do here. There's an odd number of criminals in row 1. I already know that. Both criminals below Ethan are connected. I've got that one. Both innocents to the left of Ethan. Wait. Yeah, we know that too. That basically, has to happen. There's an odd number of criminals on the edges. Oh, it's this. There are a total of 4 innocent cops and sleuths. So we currently have 1, 2, 3, 4. Bang. Okay, was not expecting that to be solved immediately. 4 of the 6 innocents neighboring Gabe. All right, Gabe, we've already got 3 of them, plus a 4th and a 5th, which means this is the 6th innocent neighboring Gabe. We can finish reading this sentence, though. Are on the edges. 4 of the 6 are on the edges, which means 1, 2, 3, and 4. That's going to mean that Kay is a criminal, and that is now sorted. Saw someone charging a phone in a cafe. Could it be our boss has my charger as well? I don't think I'll ever see it again. Cheryl and Zara have an equal number of criminal neighbors. Well, Cheryl only has one criminal neighbor, which means Susan's innocent because Terry is Zara's one criminal neighbor. Vince is one of 4 innocents in column A. All right, well, that tells us Vince is innocent. It could be Peter or Betty still. I think we're going to leave Donna and Betty till the end here. Even the criminals are starting to turn against the Charger thief. Okay, the well's kind of run a little bit dry here. Who were we looking at before their neighbors? Jose. Jose has more innocent neighbors than Ethan. In order to have more, well, if Donna is evil, then that means that only one of these two has to be innocent. If Donna is innocent, that means that both of these have to be innocent. Okay. Don't think we're getting anywhere with that then. There are exactly 4 innocents. Yeah, which means that Peter and Betty are competing. When there's an odd number of criminals on the edges, I think we might even be able to tackle that one now. So 1, 2, 3. It could just be that. It could just be evil 2, 3. Or it could be both of these evil and Donna, and that's 5. So I get some info about Wanda. I don't think I can do more there. There's an odd number of criminals on the edges. Oh, did we do this one yet? Frank and Ethan. No, we certainly did not. Yes, we did. Yes, we did. That's the Betty and Donna of it all. It's just another Betty and Donna thing. Because, yeah, either way, that will sort it. I might read through my clues that I've already counted out here again. Because none of the current things that I'm looking at. So he has more innocent neighbors than Ethan. Does that mean that Rose is always innocent by any chance? No. Because it could be Donna, good. Wait. If Donna is good, then both of these would need to be good. If Donna is... So let's say, if Donna is good, then both of these would need to be good. I think that part's straightforward, and then this would be evil. But let's say that Betty is evil, Donna is evil. That would mean that Peter has to be evil. And I guess Rose does have to be good in either of these scenarios. I felt like there was a third scenario there. Right, yeah, it's because I locked in with the Betty. So the other way you could think about it is like this, but then Betty would have to be evil, so that way there were 4 things in this row, I think. Yeah, 4 innocents in column A. So Betty and Peter can't both be good, which means Peter would have to be the evil here and Rose would have to be good. So I don't know if everything is correct, but at the very least, Rose is always good. Vince and Isaac have an equal number of criminal neighbors. Which means Wanda's always good. Oh, and then once Wanda's always good, then we get to use the odd number of things. So now there has to be an odd number, which means it's not this setup. It has to be innocent, innocent, and criminal. Okay, there we go. There is the Saturday puzzle, also solved in a little under 10 minutes. That's my benchmark. And finally, Sunday. Please note that means this is today's puzzle if you are watching this video the day it goes live. An odd number of innocents below Gabe, neighbor Wally. So that means that Phil has to be a criminal. Correct. Neither of the two innocents neighboring rows are in row 4. There's two innocents neighboring rows. Neither are in row 4, so Sarah's a criminal. And we still might need some more info out of this one. Exactly 3 of the 4 criminals neighboring me are Rose's neighbors. So there's 4 criminals neighboring Sarah. Oh, that means Rose is a criminal. I was like, what could that possibly mean? And we still might be able to get some more info out of that as well. There's an odd number of innocents in row 5. So that could be 3 or 1. However, I think it has to be 1 because I think that Sarah implicates some more people down here. Exactly 3 of the... So if there's 4 criminals neighboring Sarah, that means that at least one of these has to be a criminal. And if one of them is a criminal, they all have to be criminals. Oh, it's not giving it to me. There's an odd number of innocents. Oh, I'm sorry. This could be a criminal. And then the rest... Oh, the rest could be innocent, but they don't have to be. Oh, I made a mistake there. All right. Exactly 3 of the 4 criminals neighboring me are Rose's neighbors. There's 4 criminals neighboring Sarah. The rest are going to go along this point. Neither of the 2 innocents neighboring Rose are in row 4. And there's 2 more innocents neighboring rows, which means Linda is actually our next target. Linda has to be a criminal. Between Mark, Nicole, Wally, and Zavi, I believe that means we have 2 criminals and 2 innocents. Exactly. But they could be in any combination. Yeah, we don't have any other info there. All criminals in row 3 are connected. Oh. Huh. So that could mean that all of these are criminals. Yeah, that doesn't necessarily tell me anything. Neither of the 2 innocents neighboring rows are in row 4. Rows and rows is a little bit tricky, but I'm not really getting anything else here yet. Exactly 3 of the 4 criminals neighboring me. There's 4 criminals neighboring Sarah. Oh, wait. No, there's 4 criminals neighboring Sarah. Oh, there's only 1 innocent among all of these, which means, okay, at least one of these has to be a criminal, and at least one of these has to be a criminal. It could be both of these, and it could be both of these, but either way, since one of these has to be a criminal, it has to be Mark, because it has to be connected to Linda. There's an odd number of innocents neighboring Sarah from row 5. So that implies 1, which I think is actually now going to clear Tyler and mark Nicole as a criminal. I'm not sure if we can do this one just yet. Yes, we can. And we can also say that Tyler has to be innocent, because if there is another innocent in this row, then there has to be a third to make an odd number. Sarah and I have 2 innocent neighbors total. Olivia is criminal. All innocents to the right of Tyler are connected. Innocent, criminal, sorted. Hilda is one of, and I can probably knock some of this other stuff off now too. Yeah. Okay, yeah, those are all sorted. This is not done yet. This is done. And these 2 pieces of information we still have to deal with right now. Oh, these 3 pieces of information. Okay, a lot to unpack right now. There are more innocents in column A than column C. So at least one of these 3 has to be an innocent at this point. There are as many innocent coders as there are innocent judges. I see 1, 2 innocent coders. I see 1 innocent judge with 1 potential additional innocent. Okay, so that's still outstanding. And here we are. Hilda is one of Cheryl's 4 criminal neighbors. Where's Cheryl at? Cheryl's got some criminals surrounding her. It's been a week since I lent my charger. Will I ever get it back? Cheryl has 4 criminal neighbors. Well, it could be Betty, Gabe, and Diane. And then both Floyd and Keith could be good. It could be Floyd and Keith are both evil, and then Gabe and Diane are evil as well. Is there any universe where Gabe is innocent? If Diane is good... Let me see if Diane is good is possible. No, Diane can never be good, because if Diane is good, that means that... Oh wait, no, this could work to make Diane good, couldn't it? No, either way. So if Diane is good, something else in column A has to be good in order to satisfy Nicole's clue. And if something else is good, that means that Cheryl won't have enough evils around her. So I don't know about everybody else, but Diane has to be a criminal. Vince and Floyd have an equal number of criminal neighbors. Vince and Floyd. Oh, big info up here. Vince has 3 criminal neighbors, so Floyd has to have 3. Actually, that's a little tricky. If Keith is evil, it could be Keith, Floyd, and Gabe all evil. That would satisfy Cheryl. If Betty is... Let's say Betty is evil. That would mean that these 2 have to be good. But I think I could still probably make that work. Yeah, that just means that Gabe would have to be evil. And both of those things seem to work fairly easily either way. So like this is one scenario. It still satisfies the coders and judges unless I'm missing a coder or judge somewhere. Yeah, I'm not. 1 innocent of each, so these 2 are a pair no matter what. So if these 2 are both evil, I could then flip Betty to good, and this still satisfies Cheryl having 4. Oh, is this actually a clue about Cheryl? In both of these scenarios, does Cheryl have to be exactly good? Because we need Gabe to be evil? Maybe this is actually all a clue about Gabe. Oh, this is actually... I mean, it's not necessarily a clue about Gabe, but we know that Betty and Floyd can't be the same team. Because if they are, then there's not more innocents in column A than column C. So because these 2 are not on the same team, in order for Cheryl to have 4 criminals, Gabe has to be a criminal. Okay. So Now we just have a little bit more information about Floyd. We know that either in the same way that Betty or Floyd are the opposite team, Keith and Betty have to be the opposite team. We don't know which one, but either way, that's going to satisfy Floyd having 3, which means Cheryl is innocent. There is only one innocent above Olivia. Okay, so that means that this is the one innocent. These are the criminals. And this is dealt with. This is dealt with. Yep. What good is a laptop with no charger? Once I get that charger, if Erwin is a criminal, then so is Cheryl. Huh. If Erwin... You can't reverse that, right? This is sorted. Vince and Floyd have a number of equal criminal neighbors. No, we dealt with that. If Erwin is a criminal, then so is Cheryl. If Erwin is a criminal, then so is Cheryl. So we can reverse it, because if Erwin was a criminal, Cheryl would be a criminal too. It's just a very kind of tricky way to word that, but that means that Erwin has to be innocent, and because there are 6 innocents in total, Joyce is a dang criminal. There is your Sunday Clues by Sam. A little bit longer on this one, and we did make a mistake. That is going to be it for me though today. Thank you guys very much for watching. I'm No Lex Given. Peace.